Hi, everybody. Welcome to AITA Pod. I'm Danny Vega, joined by Karla and Radu. Banter.
Hello.
Always a pleasure.
It's great to be with you guys. We got a little theme today. I kind of was chewing on this one.
Should we guess?
Sure. I'll give you one guess each.
Okay, my guess is aliens.
How? Okay. All right.
The Strait of Hormuz.
Who's closer?
Every episode we do, I'm like, are you guys present when you're here? Do you recall previous episodes? You know who I am.
Aliens?
Yeah.
That would be a good theme.
How would that be relevant to
UFO sightings? Am I the asshole?
interpersonal relationships? So.
Isn't this podcast Am I the Alien?
Personal relationships.
Right. Yeah. This is a podcast about relationships, advice.
Sometimes it's about strangers.
Is it sex?
Sure. What?
Is the theme sex?
No. I'm going to give you one more guess each. I want you to try your very best.
Money.
Money's not a terrible guess.
Thank you.
Prestige.
Prestige.
I
is
like that word.
a good word, but also wrong. No, the theme today is stage 5 needers, clingers, and yearners.
Oh,
Yeah,
we were saying one word answers.
We were going to get so close
I would
to
have
that.
given you anything was remotely close, and you guys barely got the right genre.
Breastfeeding.
Sure, breastfeeding's not. I mean, that's very specific.
Stage 5
but-
clinger. You want to talk about a stage 5 clinger?
Yeah, you mean a newborn,
Yep.
a neonate?
Wait, it was clingers? What
Sucking
else
on
was
that
the
net.
other two?
Needy.
So supposedly it comes from Wedding Crashers, the movie,
Oh.
Stage 5 clinger, that
Oh,
phrase,
yeah.
2005. Somebody who becomes instantly, obsessively, intensely attached in a new relationship. Yeah, I thought it was interesting. You guys got any experience with an individual kind of like this?
Yeah.
Stage
Yes.
5 clinger. That's
Yeah.
what codependent relationships start as.
Well, if it's codependent, I would think it kind of goes both ways.
It was kind of like Stockholm syndrome. So it's like one person is like stage 5 clinger, and the other person after like 2 years is like, well, I could see why. And then they lean in, and now they're
they both cling.
codependent.
Yeah.
Like two little spider monkeys.
I think we all do a thing where if we fall for someone, we convince themselves everything's a sign. And I had a girl do that. I've heard this termed meaning making. Kind of fun. But yeah, I was with this girl. I thought we were pretty obviously just hooking up because I was putting in zero effort on every level. And I'm consistent about that, by the way. If there's no effort, it's across the board.
Okay. That's why we're in our original setup today.
Women want consistency. I'm consistently at 0. You know, whatever. So we're just, I was just going over to her house and hooking up. And after one such hookup, I fell asleep, as people kind of do sometimes.
It'll happen.
It takes some effort,
Yep.
you know? And so obviously I slept right by her, you know? And why was it on the floor? I don't know, but it was we were on the floor. Maybe she slept on a mattress on the floor, or she had a weird rule where we didn't go on the bed. But
You're saying
it was
maybe like you weren't there.
I don't really remember it super crisply.
Okay.
But later, you know, we got in an argument, which I still think about. I had a fan on my bed.
So it's your room.
Yeah, now cut to my house.
Okay.
Now I got a fan on the bed that blows the AC. Nothing interesting about that.
Sure. Yeah.
She goes, for real, she goes, that's a fire hazard. What if your curtain or something gets stuck in the fan? And I was like, I challenge you to get the curtain stuck in that fan.
Okay.
She obviously couldn't.
Yeah.
Anyway, that was just a little detail that stuck with me that apparently wasn't interesting to anyone.
Wait. So
What are we talking about
this
here?
lady thought,
Stage 5 clinger.
I'm
lady
still
thought-
going to the cling part. I just thought the fan detail had something, but you guys were just kind of like, that was
Jesus Christ,
nothing.
That was
well,
nothing.
yeah, we were
Okay.
just in agreement with you.
Well, it was weird. She brought up my fan, and that's a good fan. So
Yeah.
that hurt me. No. Anyway, so then I forget what she did, but she telegraphed, that she really liked me. And I was like, oh, I know you really like me. And I was like, hey, you're coming on really strong. And then she was kind of like, well, you've been coming on strong too, because when we took that nap together, you put your arm around me. And I was like, well, yeah, but we also had just had sex. Like, that doesn't seem
Right. It's not, one's less intimate than the other.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then, so then I broke it off with her because I knew she had caught feels, which is obviously scary when someone's coming off that intense and then telling themselves a little story about how you're that intense. And I'm like, I'm not that intense.
Right.
So I broke it off, and then not the next day, maybe 2 days later, she was just conveniently at my park, which I own, Echo Park Lake, and she was just sitting there, and she had a very distinctly dark brown Shiba Inu.
Okay.
Ooh.
And that obviously kind of freaked me out. I was like, don't come to my park and sit watching the path that you know I'd be on, which is what she was doing. And I saw her and I looked away and I was like, I'm not going to deal with that. It freaked me out a little bit. And she lived 25 minutes away. There were definitely closer parks to her.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the toxic male friends in my life, I told this story to, and he's like, I don't think she meant to do that. Shut the fuck up. She meant to do that. But anyway, that's my...
How far was it between the time that you broke it off and the park thing happened?
2 days.
Well, that feels coincidental.
That feels a little...
You guys are agreeing that that's a coincidence?
No.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy, bro.
That's intense.
She meant it. Also, I feel like even if she didn't mean it, let's just pretend, that would still be a little bit weird. Like, I wouldn't go to a park near her house. I'd be like, that's too close to her. That's weird.
Yeah.
When it's something open-ended, like walking your dog.
Sure. I mean, unless she was in the area visiting someone else or something like that.
She wasn't.
Yeah,
my thing is, though, that even if I was in the area and I was like, this would be convenient, my thought would be, yeah, this guy's going to be there, so I'm going to avoid it.
Exactly, because you're mature and you're not a stage 5 clinger.
Thanks.
So, have you guys ever had any clinger interactions? I mean, who's this woman you're always with?
My wife.
Oh, yeah. That seems a little clingy.
Closer than I'd like to be, but
I'm not. Jesus.
I don't know. I
God.
saw that wedding video and it seemed like Radu was clinging on to her.
that's true. Yeah,
That's cute.
He was filled with joy in all those photos. So was she.
I just
So was
needed
she,
to
but-
get past the signing part, and then it's like once it's official, hard to get out.
I think you guys are my favorite couple.
We're one of the best. Yeah.
Yeah, you guys are awesome.
Before that, I was in this great healthy relationship. I'd had a few different clingers. And it's weird because it's like it was always like someone I kind of wanted to date or was interested in or whatever. But then it's like they didn't move that fast. They just moved 4 steps too fast or something. You know what I mean? It's like maybe they called me baby like the first time that we were hanging out or something or whatever. And I was like, that's a little rough. You know what I mean? But there was this one girl that I was like, I like kind of was into her for a while. Was like, you know, knew her from school or something. And finally the moment happened, we hooked up. And then maybe a day later, she was like talking about like, because she lived in Austin, I lived in Houston. She was like, well, do we move into like my city or your city? Like, where should we get a place? Because obviously, and I was like, for just a second, I was like, yeah, we should move in. And then I was like, wait a second, this is moving so fast.
I don't want this.
I'm uncomfortable and I'm a bad decision maker. So it thrust me into reality quickly, you know?
Yeah.
But I do feel bad because I'm like, I wonder if it was like, you always want to wonder, is this person just going to cling on to anybody? Was there something about me that brought out they're like, I have to put my talons in it, you know? It's probably right. Probably.
Well, no,
right.
but that's the mark of it. That's why they came out with one of the great phrases. Easy come, easy go.
Oh.
You know? But for that one, yeah, it's like if they're coming on so hard on you and they barely know you, it ain't about you. Carla, you been clung on to? You have a certain attract saran wrap kind of vibe.
Do I? I don't know what that means, but
It means you're fresh.
Clingers stick on.
yeah, I guess I just don't really ever allow them to stick, maybe.
Can you tell us about a measure you took to get them unstuck?
I don't know. I feel like I honestly haven't like dated a lot of people because I've always been in long-term relationships.
Yeah.
I'd say maybe my last relationship, it was a bit of a measure of like he was more into it towards the end.
Yeah.
But I would never say he was a stage 5 clinger. I just think he really loved me. So I was like, there's never been a time where I've been like, whoa, you're coming on too strong. I think most of the time because I just lose interest before it gets to that point with people. I don't know.
Well, I think that's a good fine point to kind of open us up on. Like there is a gap between unrequited love and a clinger. Because I think the mark of the clinger is like, it's not really about that person.
Yeah.
It's about you. Like you maybe don't have enough friends or you ain't got enough going on.
As
it's
the
like,
clinger, you mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Whereas like if someone's like, God, there's something about you and it feels very personal, then it's a more specifically hurtful kind of rejection where it's like, I know you love me in particular and I don't love you in particular.
Yeah, and maybe I've had like a friendship clinger like that for sure, where like this person was showing up to my house when I wouldn't answer the phone and then like texting me and being like, oh, what are you up to? Where are you? And then I'd see the car outside and be like, you clearly know
that's creepy as hell.
Where I am. So like that kind of thing. But that I also was just like, yeah, we're not doing this.
We're not doing it.
I think my energy is sometimes like a no bullshit energy. So people maybe that's also why I'm still single. Am I hard to approach?
Damn. Just because of a little boundaries?
I don't know if it's a little boundaries
a little bit, maybe.
or I think people think I'm like here, which I'm not saying I'm not like high value or anything. We won't use value.
Gross.
I know.
Get the fuck out of my house.
I didn't mean to say that. But you know what I mean? Like, I feel like people think that it's like,
well, you're very social.
I can't do that.
You're very popular. That can be a little intimidating.
I guess so. Sure. Yeah.
You know, I wear a fedora. I'm on a unicycle, which obviously women find to be just. And I want you to know, ladies, I'm a normal guy.
Did you invest in a fedora? Because I haven't seen you in one.
No, I'm just tired of making fun of myself.
You always brings
well,
it
you
up,
said it twice, so now I'm like, is it really something you're contemplating? Because I spend a lot.
No, obviously, a fedora is like the mark of a socially inept male, you know. And I'm not socially inept. I'm a smart boy. But the point being, you know, I think the unicycle has a fedora-ishness. That's what I'm positing. A little bit. It's a little bit like, look at me. But I really just enjoy riding the damn thing. And it's my son's brother. And I want to talk about that. I want to shout out my friend. I'm not going to name him because he's a private person for the most part. But actually, no, I'll name him. Fuck it. Shout out to my friend Tony, who just does bits that aren't funny. They're intentionally unfunny.
Very dry.
Yeah, dry and weird. Mm-hmm. And my favorite bit is, you know, I named my unicycle Cornelius. And then the unicycle I learned on, that one used, and the one I bought new is called Corbin, and that's my son. And it has a little tote handle, so that's why I call him my son, because I'll be like wheeling him around, and I'm like, this is my son. You know, it feels like kind of he's my child. And I bought him new.
Okay.
So then Cornelius is the one I ride now, and that's my son's brother. So whenever people, like strangers, will just be like, what is that? And I say, this is Cornelius, my son's brother. And they
go, oh, you've lost your mind. You talk to the machines.
People have googly eyes on it.
So much. And they just stare at me because it gives them nothing valuable. It gives them none of what they wanted. And then they just ride off. And I think it's so funny how they were just left with crap. I just gave them garbage.
Talking to themselves like, he definitely fucks the vacuum cleaner, right?
That's hilarious.
This guy fucks the stuff in his house.
Exactly. It's fun. I didn't know I could enjoy that so much because as a comedian, you know, as someone who did stand up for a while, I was always seeking this laugh, but I also like giving people nothing and then getting nothing in response. That's fun.
It's really, I find it personally very satisfying because you can use comedy or humor to make people laugh and have a good time or to upset them.
Yeah.
And then you have a good time later.
Yeah. But what was Tony's joke that you said that you
Tony
liked?
always does weird stuff like that. People will be like, you know, whenever he talks about his family life, he'll be like, my roommate has a kid. And, and they're like, what do you mean? And he's like, yeah, I don't know. Just this chick. She's got a kid and she makes me care for him. And then
you're like, your wife?
Yeah. And then someone will be like, are you talking about your wife? And he's like, oh, yeah. And then the other person is like kind of sweating. Like, what is going on? It's so funny.
His writing is even like more.
Oh, yeah.
Poetic.
He'll put insane shit in our chats. It makes no sense.
I like that.
People, it's fun. It's nonsense. Sometimes it's funny. So anyway, we're talking about stage 5 clingers. That's the theme.
Yep.
That's the theme, guys. First, we got this. Neediness is actually nice in a relationship, guys' perspective.
Okay.
That'll maybe set us up for some interesting discussion. But first, we're going to start off with AITA for feeling bad / wanting to break up. Hello. My BF and I are longtime best friends for 5 years, and we've been in a relationship for 19 months already.
What is this, a baby?
Lately, he's been playing Magic tournaments for 2 or 3 days a week, including weekends. My weekends are my only free days since I work full time. I wanted to support him, so I let him play on those days, even if it's 4 to 5 hours per tournament. Recently, I brought up going to Japan. I was asking what our itinerary is going to be and how many days he wants to allot for Magic, the game. He said it's been on his bucket list in his life to play in Japan. In my head, it was my bucket list to finally go to Japan with him. He also said he wants to play every day if possible, and we can just go to the sites. What should I do? Any advice how to go on? I want to support him and I've tried several conversations about it, but I don't know if I should just understand it more if I'm already being placed as a non-priority. I've also tried playing Magic and I bought him several cards too from Japan when I was there because of a work trip.
First of all, I love the way she said, I let him play on those days. That felt like a little bit of a flag for me.
Telling us something.
Well, my thing is, if he is willing to work with her in that sense where she's like, making a clear need of like, hey, some days I need you to not be playing Magic and it needs to just be about us. But her saying I let him play on those days feels like the guy wants that he wants to live in Magic, and that's fine.
I think I'm excited to have this discussion because I think I understand you, but I think that is a wild way to assert it.
And I agree.
Because you can't have this goes into our boundaries versus standards, and let's add needs to the list. I need you to not play Magic. That's not a need. You don't need that. You don't need that.
On a specific day, I think that you might need a quality time without somebody doing the one thing that you aren't into that much.
See, even that to me isn't, you don't need someone to not do something.
But what she needs is quality time.
Yeah, but even saying it like that, I'm like, that's weird to me. What is it that you need? So I gave this example. I want to go to Disneyland Tokyo. Now, that's obviously something you're going to do for the whole day. Right? There's certain things that do take a whole day. Going to Disneyland is one of them. Mm-hmm. To me, that's a need. I want to go there. That's why we're going. And it follows from that he wouldn't play Magic that day. I want to do this thing. I want you to come. Now I need you to not play. That's controlling.
No, this is semantics.
I do feel that
way. It's not semantics.
It absolutely is.
It's not semantics. You have to have an actual reason. This is going back to my reasons.
But her reason is quality time, not playing Magic.
That's not quality time. What is the time?
She just said it. She said she's only free on the weekends. Yes. These are her days off. You're in a relationship to interface, not just be like, hey, we pay the rent together and raise whatever.
Of course. But what is the day that you're suggesting? Do you agree with my day?
I don't know if I agree with what your day. Like, I don't think that it's
I don't know how your
trip
to Disney Tokyo is more of a need than being like, I need to see my partner, husband, or whatever.
Because she didn't give a specific example. If she had said
exactly.
She doesn't want one specific thing. She wants quality time.
It could be multiple different things. It could be, I want to go to the park with this person on this day. I want to cook dinner. Or I just want to coexist with them without him playing Magic.
But because see, that's rubbing me wrong. We need to figure out where we're not lining up. Fuck you, Radu. Fuck you just because you're married doesn't mean you're better than me. I have a blow-up doll. So, no. What I'm trying to say is, to me, it sounds psychotic to be like, I need 8 hours of non-Magic time. I'm like, no, that's still not a need. That's not a reason. You have to have an actual reason. So if it's like, I have this trip planned, I want to do X, Y, and Z, right? For instance, I want to go on a day trip. What's that little stupid town called? Solvang. There's like this weird town outside of LA that's like Dutch or some shit. I want to go to Solvang. I want to make a day trip. There's an example. I want to do a day trip with you. Okay, that's valid. We've all done day trips. Day trips are really fun. They're cheap. You got to go be somewhere new. Oh, well, I want to play Magic that day. See, now we have an actual conflict. Whereas to me, just being like, I want a day where you don't play Magic. I'm like, no, you're just telling me what not to do. That doesn't even involve you.
But that's what we're saying, is that she wants to do things with him that do involve her.
She's not listing those things, though. That's my issue.
Why are you stuck on that?
Yes,
because you can't just go, I don't want you to do this thing. It's like, well, why?
She's supposed to list every fucking hobby she has and she wants to do with him?
No, Karla, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying, like, can you please come up with an actual issue? Come up with an issue. Before, you can't just be like,
the issue right now is that she doesn't want to go to Japan and spend every single day playing Magic.
No one's making her play Magic.
I know,
but he wants to.
He wants to play Magic every day.
But that's what I'm saying. You need to come up with an actual conflict, like going to.
No. You don't. This guy,
Disneyland Tokyo,
No,
which you guys thought was bullshit.
You genuinely
apparently
don't. If you're going on a trip with it's like if I took my wife somewhere and I was like, I'm going to do stand up every night unless you come up with something better for us to do. And she's like, that literally just involves you. It's me sitting around, not interfere. You know what I mean? Like, it's bullshit for the other person. Going to watch someone play Magic the Gathering when you're not into it or you're not even watching is complete bullshit. And it shows a lack of understanding for his partner.
But I think the way that she's speaking comes from a place of feeling second to Magic. Magic is the priority.
Yeah,
Magic is what he's doing. That's his commitment.
Sometimes
so when
he's
she
ceded
says,
a lot.
But sometimes you have to lay down the law a little bit and be like, I need you to do this. You can't just say, I need you to not play Magic. To me, there is a difference.
I just feel like it's kind of along the same argument
it's along the
that
same
it's
line.
like you're just saying she needs to say something specific, but what if sometimes it's just like, I just want to sit, like, I don't know.
She's qualified herself to not be controlling. There's no chance that she's...
People respond well to good kinds of pressure.
If you plan a trip with someone and then you're like, neither of you have made activities to be planned or whatever, but you're like, I guess I'm kind of want to play tennis for 4 or 5 hours a day. They're like, well, I don't play tennis. So what am I going to like? There's just so much implicit selfishness there. That's what I'm saying. It's like, you're only considering yourself. Yeah, you have 5 hours.
A waking day is what? 16 hours? It's not that much of the day. That's
you
a quarter of the day.
A lot of it is transport.
I'll eat with you. You do stand up at night. I'll play tennis during the day. What do you want? This is going to be the best Paris trip ever.
This already sounds so devoid from the scenario where it's like she doesn't have a thing that takes 15 hours a week. She doesn't have she just has her job. Maybe she has other stuff.
That's why I kind of read this as maybe being about neediness.
They have a limited amount of free time, and she's ceded so much of it. And she said, like, I'm not controlling about it, but we're going on a trip, and he's still doing this shit. Like, break up with him. Get out of there, bitch.
Like, yeah, she needs somebody who's going to be more aligned with her.
Nobody cared about what I said. That's fair. AITA for feeling bad.
We get what you're saying. We just
it's
feel
trash
like
what I said.
The listeners care.
And I'm going to be alone forever. AITA for feeling bad, wanted to break up. I mean, look, I think it's fine if she wants to break up. I just don't feel like this is a foregone conclusion. So are we at...
ATA and he is.
I would say ESH.
Oh.
Ooh.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
She always throws these curveballs.
ESH.
Why is it? So she's an asshole.
Oh, no, wait. NAH. Sorry.
Oh, NAH?
Yeah, NAH.
Okay, I'll meet you at NAH.
Yeah.
I love when that happens. All right, here's another take on...
Got him.
Neediness is actually nice in a relationship. Neediness gets a bad rap, especially in men, but I think it's an attractive quality in a girlfriend. I'd been single for over a year until at the start of last year when I got into a ship with a beautiful, smart, successful, independent woman. But after a few weeks together, I began to see that the woman who'd initially spoken to me in our Tinder getting to know each other phase about how much she loved being single and preferred the liberty it brought was actually quite needy. Now that we were together, but in a sweet and endearing way. It wasn't that she needed me to live and survive, buy her things, just that she was emotionally needy. She'd call me at the end of every day and tell me how her day was, vent her stresses. She'd tell me how much she missed me and wanted to see me to feel better when we were together. She'd always want hugs and affection, and she admitted, I'm a needy girlfriend. I'm sorry. But I said, don't be sorry, because I love it. After so long being single, I'd forgotten how nice it felt to be dependent on by someone. I think there's always a part of a guy that likes to be needed, that likes to be dependent upon in some way, even if just emotionally by his partner. From my perspective, women should feel okay being open with their emotional neediness as long as it's not nagging or unhealthy. Many men like myself find it really nice that just our simple presence or voice on the end of the phone is part of making you happy.
Not my experience, but that's fine. I would love to know where these men are.
Oh, damn. This took a dark turn.
Well,
Yeah,
I
sorry,
feel
girl.
like you can't be needy right away. Otherwise, that's a red flag.
Yeah, I see what you're saying. I'm not a big fan of red flags. I feel like it.
Yeah.
It's
I like that.
they're from a distance and from close by, they're judged differently. You know, something that you learn about someone on the first date versus you learn about them a year in. You're like, well, maybe I can adapt to this or something.
Well,
Yeah,
part of it is hiding the flags.
Well, I think a red flag is a red flag no matter when it comes
Well,
up in the
nobody
relationship.
needs to know about my inflatable love doll.
Yeah.
They would call that a red flag.
They would call that an inflatable flag.
Exactly. Nobody needs to know if I hide her.
No, it'd be really rough if it was flag material. That would be rash central.
I like it rashy.
Cross stitch.
So yeah, I guess this first of all, this guy annoyed me. We need to go into what you said first. Because what this guy is describing to me, let's read the top comment.
Oh.
I'm a needy girlfriend. I'm sorry, quoting OP. Not going to ever hear that coming out of the mouth of a real needy person. What you most likely be hearing if you were them. Why are you never? And why do you even need to have friends? You have me. Or don't go out to blank. Spend time with me instead. Kind of sounds like the last situation where nobody liked what I said. Anyway.
That's not what she sounded like.
But yeah, it was. But a little bit. No offense, there, submitter. We love the post OP. But yeah, you started this off saying, yeah, this has gotten you in trouble. So what? Go on.
Oh, no. I mean, I just feel like I was playing into the fact that he's like, a lot of us guys love needy women out here, or like being needed. But then I also feel like the evidence that I have from people that I've tried to date or, have talked to and not fully been in a relationship yet have potentially turned, and other women that I've talked to find that as like, oh, well, we're not even in a relationship and she's already asking so much for me. I don't know. I don't think men create a very safe space for women to feel needy. So it's weird for me to hear a man being like, women should feel more like they can ask men from things, when a lot of times men also create a distance between commitment and getting to know each other, casual dating, all of that thing, that kind of beginner interaction. So I get in a relationship wanting to be needed. I love that. Not too needy, not stage 5 clinger. But yeah, I'm a very independent person. Everybody knows this. That doesn't mean that I don't want to be like, hey, I need a hug. I was sick 2 weeks ago. Everyone's like, let me know if you need anything. I was like, I literally need someone to pet me right now. That's what I need.
When you were sick?
Yes, because I just wanted to sleep and I just wanted someone to be there with me. They didn't have to give me soup. They didn't have to, I just wanted to be in the presence of somebody.
That's exactly what I don't want when you're sick.
This is what I wanted. We're talking about what I wanted when I was sick.
I know, but I'm not going to give you that because I don't want to.
I didn't ask you for it.
But I don't want to be sick.
For it.
That's just what you want.
Or no, I'm just trying to understand.
After I was on antibiotics, I wasn't contagious or anything.
Oh, I got it.
I'm not trying to get anyone sick.
That's interesting. So when you were sick, you wanted to be like pet and like cuddled.
Yeah, I wanted somebody to be there to be like, oh, like you're gonna be good, it's fine, like, or just be there to entertain me. Yeah, comfort me.
Okay. Well, to open up go back to the last situation a little, because I think what we're trying to figure out here is what is neediness versus what is like healthy. I heard this thing that like men like to feel needed, which I know rubs against what you just said, and women like to feel cherished. Pretty big difference. And we could certainly see how being like me play Magic Gathering all day is not giving any cherishing at all. That's very much the opposite of cherishing, which kind of clicks in a little bit for me. In this case, what is she wanting? She'd always want hugs and affection. See, to me, this is not clocking in as neediness.
Right.
That's just being affectionate.
Right.
And I like being affectionate, not with sick people. I'm sorry. I come from hypochondria genes.
That's
and
fine.
Honestly, if you cough, I like
it's
you.
It's not like I have COVID and I want someone to be in the room with me.
I'd like you to be like 10 feet away from me if you've coughed in the last week.
Okay.
Thank you.
But I want to be like my brother and my sister-in-law's relationship where he literally had the flu and she slept closer to him because she was like, I should just get it now.
I should just get it over with.
I should just get it now and we should be sick together.
I'm sleeping in a different room.
Well, aren't you fancy with your 2-bedroom?
Yeah.
But I want to say the thing you said about men being needed. I understand that. Yeah. I think that's totally something that I have experienced. I just think that they want to be needed, but then there comes a time, and that's the definition of neediness that we should go into. Like, what's neediness, like too needy, and what's just whatever.
It's like absence makes the heart grow fonder, I think, is part of this discussion. I don't know if that was Billy Shakes, but that one bangs. And like, I guess for me, when I think about what is needy, I think like, I need a phone call multiple times a day, or like, it feels like someone, like these comments that are like manipulative, like, why are you never, these accusatory things. And I know we were talking about implicit and what's being communicated. And you're right, Radu. In an emotionally mature relationship, sometimes you have to read through the lines and not police people's communication. That's very fair. However, sometimes you need to be aware of like, well, why am I communicating this way instead of a different way? Maybe that's indicating something about where I'm coming from. Fair to say?
True.
For instance, why are you never planning a date for me feels accusatory and angry and upset. Whereas saying, I'd really appreciate if you plan a date for me feels positive and self-oriented. Fair to say?
Yeah, sure.
These are facts.
Mandatory fun escapee writes, was about to say, this is not needy. This is emotional needs being met. Actual neediness is rooted in insecurity and aren't cute or sweet. They're a chore. They again use a similar example. Why do you never ask me how my day was? Or why can't you take a break from work to drive home and have lunch with me? I am lonely.
Needy is you're never getting enough. That's what needy is.
I think it's what is it coming from? We all have emotional needs. But it's like when it's framed in an accusatory manner, that's when it comes from more of a place of insecurity because you're not locking in on it. I don't know. Like I guess when I picture it in my mind, maybe this is trite, but it's like, especially with smartphones, like getting texted and being told to interact or getting texted too much, that starts to feel like neediness. But coming home and then my girl being like, oh my God, I'm so happy you're here. That feels like amazing.
Yeah, that's kind of the point of the relationship. I hate that you're here. But I get what you're saying. It's affection more than...
Well, it's also like, I don't know, it's attractive when people can like modulate their impulses a bit. Or like, imagine there's being like getting texted. This is interesting because this goes back to this communication thing. You're getting texted a lot, right? You know, I miss you. I wish you were here. That's not too bad, but it would be, I think, maybe more enjoyable and hit harder if when you come home and then they just say like, the whole time you were gone, I thought about you and I missed you like crazy.
Yeah,
oh yeah,
absolutely.
That just hits harder.
Oh yeah.
And that's why snail mail shouldn't die, you guys.
Snail mail does hit.
That's why snail mail's so good. Because you get a
Thoughtful.
letter and you say,
Thoughtful.
someone thought of me a few days ago when they wrote this. That is a good feeling. You know who's needy? That one guy, remember in that situation where his wife was like, you took a whole 10 minutes to answer my call or call me back. Like that, I feel like is needy.
Super needy. And now with smartphones, I do think we live in this more blurred, constantly connected. And, you know, and I hope I can just move you guys a little inch here. Like, I do think like demanding someone's entire day to me does come from a place of need. Whereas coming forward with an agenda that requires someone an entire day, to me, those are very different communications. You know, that's my opinion.
Neediness is rooted sometimes in like not being able to self-soothe. That's the main thing. And then there's a level where it's like endearing and you feel good about it, whatever, and it passes a certain threshold and you're like, now I'm doing your self-soothing for you. And it's not that you're needy, it's that you're like taking from my potential resources of modulating myself, dealing with my, you know what I mean? Like it's a zero-sum game here. We all only have so much of whether it's patience or something,
Time.
whatever. Yeah. And now I'm like constantly having mine donated to you. And it doesn't feel like it's reciprocal. That's where that's my neediness matrix for where you're like, okay, a little bit here around the edges, fine, adorable. Once it hits a certain point, you're like, isn't this a partnership? What happened to two people contributing? What, you know?
Yeah, I think let me posit this. Wantiness. This is wantiness. Neediness takes the point of coming from an accusatory manner because it lacks that self-soothing, right? And so why are you accusing? Because you are literally depending on the other person. And what we all really enjoy is actually wantiness, which is more like, it's not that I need your support. I have support. I have other friends. I have my brother, whatever. I have my... you
want to be chosen.
My affair partner. I have all these people. But I want you. And that's a really cool feeling. That's a good feeling, yeah, that you're chosen. That it's also specific to you.
Well, I also think that kind of relates to the last story in a way, too, because I feel like a lot of people have expectations that they don't communicate. And I think you've heard I shouldn't have to tell him. I shouldn't have to whatever. And I think that's problematic in a lot of ways, but also comes from the want of being like, I don't want to have to literally make someone care more about me than they do because it feels less valuable, whatever, less fulfilling to me if I'm now asking this person to care about me versus them just doing it from the bottom of their heart.
Which, fair to say, that might fit into our cherish model a little bit, right?
I'm not sure.
Well, you can't really be cherished if you have to ask for it.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the opposite of cherishing.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a potential gender difference. Stop gendering it up, Daddy. But yeah, this is just a post, so we don't need to give it a verdict. But yeah, I think he's mislabeling neediness. So that's
To some degree, at least, yeah.
All right, here we go.
Thanks for posting.
My 23F boyfriend, 35M, is way too clingy and has become a deal breaker. I, 23F, started dating my BF a year ago. We met while I was at work, but I'm still a student. We'd meet almost every day, and we're eating out at restaurants pretty often. He's romantic and a sweetheart. Still recently, he's gotten a month off of work. Since then, it has become hell. We're not exactly living together, but it's in the process. I don't have any time left to myself, and I feel like I'm suffocating. He's coming to my workplace, wants to go for long hikes, and straight to some friend's house. We literally slept there the whole weekend.
What the
He
hell?
always wants to cuddle whenever I'm cooking, studying, or even just reading. I don't even remember when was the last time I took a bath alone. He's
Sorry.
Ew. He's planning ahead without discussing things with me. I just learned we were invited for the next 3 weeks at different friends' places this weekend while we're talking with our friends. You think I'd get some time for myself tonight? No, he's waiting for me to go to bed in the morning. I can barely put on makeup because he's already hugging me when he has to work. He's even going to be late just to hug me for the whole time I'm applying makeup. No kidding. I'm a great cook, but learning that I have to make different desserts for the whole weekend, Friday night included, and Friday morning is irritating. Nice that I'm home before him. I can have some time. Well, that's too bad because his whole family will visit me. This is just too much. Recently, I've been locking myself in the bathroom to take a bath with my books and laptop to work on my own stuff. I tried telling him, although jokingly, that his behavior annoyed me, but he didn't seem to get it.
Fuck.
That's not behavior. That's human nature, honey. He ain't changing. I think.
Because he's 35?
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think I always want to come back to this thing that there's just someone for somebody. You know what I mean? Like, but I understand that you have to work through things. Relationships take work. You have to communicate what you need and vice, blah, 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 blah. But I also feel like some woman would love that. Some woman would want this man all over him all of the time. This ain't her. And you know why? Because you're a trophy girl and nobody lets go of a trophy because they don't want somebody else to have it.
Oh,
That was good. I like that. You ate with that.
Thank you.
you should life coach.
Ugh, I almost took a course. I really did.
I guess I'm a little surprised, though, because I feel like the age gap here is kind of a primary thing.
It is.
I wish it wasn't there because it in a same age relationship, you go, all right, yeah, these are personality things. This is nature, whatever. With the age, stark age difference to some degree, you go, maybe this person is so insecure of losing their prize that they shouldn't have in the first place.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a fantasy, you know.
Or it's kind of giving like mommy issues a little bit because he's acting like a baby. He's bathing with her, around her all the time, and making plans for her.
Goes to her job.
It doesn't feel like weird and bad.
agree.
It feels babyish and immature to me.
I
Like
agree with you
juvenile.
there that there is something that's so far gone about this. It feels beyond. But I wanted to say, I think the age gap thing, and I see it in myself. I'm not going to lie and say I haven't fantasized about a younger woman, you know.
Okay.
But what's that? Did you say a baby?
No, she
No, I said okay.
Yeah, I fantasized about a younger woman. I mean, I'm 36, and the other day I was looking at, you know what I Googled? 35-year-old women.
Wow.
I know.
That's right.
I'm
we are
sorry.
young.
You're going
That's-
straight to the island.
Yeah, straight to the island. No, but I think what it is, you know, my body hurts now from playing tennis and walking. Can hurt.
Being alive.
Being alive. A common thing in our age group is I hurt myself sleeping.
Yeah.
And it's only getting worse.
Yeah.
I'm only going to get older.
Mm-hmm.
You know, every day I get older. And so I think part of what we want as men, and you can tell me, Karla, if this is true about women, but part of the fantasy of the younger person is running from death. You know, because they're young. And so in a way, it makes us feel young.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have smooth skin and their bones are good and you can feel their good bones. And then, you know, if you feed them the right diet, they died, you get their kidneys, boom, that's going to add 10 years on your life easily.
Boom.
No,
Yeah.
but
It's not about
the fantasy is, right, that connects you to youth because they're young. And I think that's part of it. But yeah, anyway, going into this, I'm actually more with you, Karla. I don't know that what I just said truly applies because this man is going he's like, it's creeping me out.
It's a lot. Well, I also think she needs to do a better job of being like, no, I'm taking my own shower. Like, don't be joking about how his behavior annoys you. Be like, I need to take a shower alone, or you're not coming over today, or like anything else that requires you not wanting to be around him.
Yeah.
Something about
I want to spend time alone.
Yeah, it's something about getting visited at work.
That would piss me the fuck off
if
it was like clingy like this.
It's a big like mark your territory move. It's like a move that you see a lot in the South when a guy's like older and not a catch, and his younger hot girlfriend is like he's like he can't even handle people talking to her. You know what I mean? Like it's just a bizarre territory marking move. Yeah.
See, I don't take it like that. For this guy. No, I mean, he's giving like he just wants to be around her. I don't know. I'm not saying it's okay by any means. Let me be very clear
what are
with
you
that.
saying?
I feel, I don't know. I don't know this guy at all, but I feel like the way that she's saying it is just like he doesn't have shit going on. Like he's just.
I think that's part of it, but I also see enmeshment here in the family. Right? It's like the family comes over. She's finally alone. He's not there. Then the family comes over. So, and there's people who live like this. They don't have this boundaries thing. I mean, I feel like Radu, I feel like you could defend this a little bit because we were talking about how in other cultures and more impoverished countries and stuff, like everybody lives with their parents.
Absolutely,
so there's this idea of being alone in your place and don't come over to my place. It's like, you don't have a fucking place, bro.
No, but you have you figure out your time and you sequester your, that's why some people stay up later, wake up earlier. You know what I mean?
Timing. It's done with time.
Or honestly, you just walk to the park. You walk to your alone time is maybe not necessarily in the house as much.
Yeah.
Or, usually it's your room at the very least. But like this is intense where it sounds like she's like even tried to come up with, she's like, sometimes I take a real bad shit and he's still right there. Or, I'm changing my tampon with a pad and he's like, wow, this smells great. Like whatever. You're just like, this is beyond clinger. He's
binging his girlfriend. It's crazy. How long is it gonna last?
Yeah, she's a drug for him.
That is literally the vibe that I get. Because I've been in a relationship like that where the guy that I was dating, I was like, I want to be around you all the time. But he also was like that to me. So it wasn't an issue.
Yeah,
we were just like, we are enmeshed or whatever.
You see that when it's symbiotic and it's fine.
Yeah.
One way. I don't know.
The short accountant writes, when I was 19, I dated a man who was 29 and I'm still recovering from that relationship. I'm 23 now. This man defined all the rules of our relationship and I felt like I had little to no say in how it played out. I get that for some people it can work, but I think if the younger person lacks the necessary emotional maturity, it's going to be a disaster. Yeah, and I think this is one of the sins of it too, is like, because it would be easy to be like, well, why don't you just tell him? But it's like, she's probably intimidated by him. He's a man. He's older than her. He's probably bigger than her. It's like, it's not so straightforward in this case.
It's not, I guess. But I also feel like you've been dating for a year and like you should just break it off if you're intimidated by your boyfriend.
She should break it off. I think this age gap, half your age plus 7, 35 divided by 2. Is 17.5 plus 7. That's 26.5. She's 3.5 years under that rule.
Yeah, that's.
I feel
gross.
pretty.
He's like, the
that's
whole
gross.
making plans thing for me would be like, oh, that's funny. Yeah, I'll be there.
If someone made
I'll be there.
Wink. Bye-bye.
He's like, you will, because I'm waking up with you and we're walking to the car together and we're filling up the gas
dessert.
tank together.
So
I
exhausting.
told them you make dessert, two different kinds.
He's going to push her away. He already has, I guess.
He already has.
Exhausting.
Yeah, I think this isn't okay. It's weird. It's really weird.
Yeah.
Well,
and he's being weird about it.
What was the initial? Was there an AITA question?
No, it wasn't AITA.
Just a prompt.
This is just on relationship advice.
Well, your 35-year-old boyfriend is an asshole.
NTA, and he is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just to be clear.
All right, folks, we're going to wrap up on I'm 20F, ridiculously clingy when I meet someone I like. I feel like I'm scaring guys away by growing strong feelings for them too quickly. I need advice. I'm 20 and I've never had a boyfriend. I've had a few close male friends over the years, but our conversations always seem to be one-sided and things fizzle. I fall for guys so fast. Like after 2 weeks of meeting someone nice, I can't get them out of my mind. It drives me crazy. I constantly want to chat, text message all the time, but they never seem as enthusiastic as me in return. I'm sick of double texting, but I can't help it. I scroll through text message combos and it seems to be just me talking. I honestly don't know what I'm doing wrong. I recently met Ben, 21M, and we kicked it off well. We met up several times and we usually text through the day. I text him way more than he texts me. It's always me that starts our conversations, even if I had the last message. I give him ample time. It's super hard, but sometimes I wait a day, 2, 3 without contact and he still doesn't message. Why is this so one-sided? He will also sometimes ask me a question. I'll answer within a minute and I'll get a reply a whole day later. I need advice on how to give people space. It's not as easy as just get them out of your mind or hide your phone and don't check it. I've read tips about how I should quote unquote work on myself, gym, runs, hobby, but I still think about him all the time. I must check my phone every minute to see if he's replied. Ben is nice in person and he's nice in his text, but they're so few and far between. I feel like it's driving me crazy because I like him, but I don't feel that love in return. Maybe I need advice on how not to fall in love with someone I just met. We have been down these roads before. There's a great bonus episode about limerence. You can look that up on the Patreon, patreon.com/AITA pod.
Get on it.
But yeah, I think I do this. I'm an addict. People can be very addicting. And in many relationships I've had, including friendly relationships, I've had the thought like almost like this person will change everything, or there's this all-encompassingness to it.
Right.
And it's very, very intense. And I was pretty much like that my entire life before I moved to LA. And I think now, maybe in college, I had similar numbers of friends, but now I have more friends. It's much more distributed. I don't have any one person I talk to. I mean, you guys are probably the people I talk to the most regularly at length.
Cool.
And that's why you're both so unhappy. But for me, it's working out. But no, yeah, it's like this over intensity. And I actually think OP has the answer.
Yeah.
And the thing, no worries. The thing is, it's not like an overnight thing. It's not like you go for a run and it's over. You have to cultivate many social connections and you have to essentially build these feedback loops where you're like really into your own stuff and actually give a shit. And unfortunately, that doesn't take once, twice, 5 times. It might take months. It might take 6 months.
Yeah.
But like, there's stuff I really care about now. And that's helped me a lot where I'm like, yeah, I have to give them space because first of all, it's unattractive to do this. To double text is unattractive. You have to just, well, not always, but like generally, right? Conversations.
As a rule of thumb.
What's that?
As a rule of thumb.
Yeah, as a rule of thumb. And conversations have to be a give and a take.
I agree. I agree with that, but I also am of the big belief of just like be yourself. If you want to keep texting this person and it's too much for them, then they'll tell you that and then you just move on to the next person. Like, I think there is, too much where if you're like texting someone 7 times in a minute, like that kind of thing. No, it sounded like she was like, I respond to him right away and then he doesn't respond for a day and I always start the conversation. It doesn't sound like she's habitually texting the person every hour on the hour.
These conversations, this pattern is not.
She wants to be with someone who wants to be in touch with her more.
She checks her phone every minute when they
to see if he responds. Yeah,
it's too much,
She's
Karla.
obsessed.
That's a bit.
But maybe there's a guy out there who won't make her check her phone every minute because they'll just respond right away.
Maybe.
Well, yeah, of course there is. But that person, anybody this is too much. There is such a thing as too much.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, we've all been clinging in our lives, but I disagree with be yourself. I think be yourself is not true. When you're 20, you're supposed to not be like that. I counter be yourself with my favorite quote, which I bring up all the time, which is the term well-adjusted is not an accident. In other words,
Sure, but I think you could be a well-adjusted version of yourself and still initiate conversations. Maybe not go as far as she's going where it sounds like she's obsessive about it, but like, I don't want to think that like, if I'm thinking about something and I want to send you the text, even if it's with my knowledge of knowing he's not going to respond to this right away, but I'm thinking about it, so I'm going to send it anyway, that's not going to work against me in a way.
Well, okay, but I'm going to actually use you as an example to fight against you. I think you have a very balanced life.
Thanks.
You have a lot of different things you do.
Thank you.
You have a huge tennis group chat that I'm a part of. I'm actually kind of honored to be a part of it.
Thanks.
You have many comedy friends. Your birthday party was outrageous. There must have been, 100 people there. It was huge. You have many, many connections.
Right, but none of those connections are like a partnership. And I think I talked
okay, hold on. You're
well, I mean, like I'm sure you and Lily have back and forth that you're not doing with your other friends. I'm not even saying like
But hold on, you didn't let me finish my point.
Okay.
You have many connections. I see you as a holistically healthy person. Is that fair? I mean, I think that's reasonable. When you're trying to get all of that from just one person, I agree with you. That person is probably out there. But when you're coming off as needing so much from one person, you're probably going to enter in a relationship with that person who is going to know they can walk all the fuck over you. And guess what? Most of the time, they will.
But is she asking of all of those different things? It sounds like she just really likes this person and she wants to talk to them about things. Because even with
Karla,
my healthy stance and my big groups of people, when I meet someone I like, I literally want to text them all the time when I find something funny, when I something weird happened to me, if I had a dream about them, like, and I
that
feel
you had a dream about them?
Yeah, whatever, like a regular dream, not like a sex dream.
Are you saying no? Are you? But yeah, okay, and I understand that. I understand that because I think we're a little crazy. I don't think everybody is necessarily as intense as us, but I think comedians are a little crazy in this way.
Yeah, I think so. It's just
but my question to you is, but you understand that just because you want to, and I want to too, I have to consciously go, actually, don't do that. That's not going to be good for you.
Yeah.
So you don't.
Yes, I do, but I hate that. I hate feeling that way. I feel like, and I understand that there is a line that you can cross where you're like, I'm in the bathtub right now and my toenails are so long. I thought of you, like whatever. But like, I don't know. I think that there's an in-between between having to completely contain yourself and play it cool and hold back and not being excited about being with someone. Someone in our co-working space is newly dating somebody. And the first thing she said to me, she was like, I feel so connected to this guy because he lets me be excited about wanting to be around him. It's a very new relationship, but I get giddy. And when I have done that in the past with guys, it turns them off. It feels like I'm coming on too strong. And with this guy, he lets me lean in. He goes, you're beautiful when you're excited. I love when you try, like make plans for next weekend, whatever it is. Like, so I just feel like I want there to be a balance, and I just don't want to tell OP that you have to hold back everything and you can't say things to people. Like maybe you need more friends that you can talk to, but also like you should be allowed to be excited and want to share things with somebody without it scaring them away.
Mm-hmm. I can see that.
I think there's a concept here of playing the game.
Yeah.
And I believe the game is real. Now, I think there's a version of the game which is pathetic, which is like what pickup artists do. That's much too far. But I think it's human nature. And we go back into like, why are you getting involved with someone? Is it to have constant attention? See, that's not really a healthy reason. That's too much attention. So you're saying you want to text them a lot, you're excited about them. I think that's normal. And they might be kind of excited about you too, but chances are, most of the time, you guys aren't going to match. Not exactly.
Sure.
Right? In fact, my rule of thumb is that anytime I have a serious relationship with a girl, it's usually because I'm not interested in them and then I come on board, which is really fucking annoying.
Damn.
Yeah. That's just how it always works out. But damn, I don't know. That just felt weird coming out of me. I had to chew on that.
I had to process it for a second.
I was like, what a sad thing to
you
say
said
with a
come
smile.
on board, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, in other words, I'm always like, yeah, I guess, maybe, probably not, maybe, I guess.
That's like
well,
the
for
way
a second, I read it as I'm not really interested in a girl, and then I come on board, and then I'm in the relationship. Like then I had sex with her, and now
That's
I'm
awful.
in.
That's not what I meant, Karla. That's gross.
I know. I'm glad we clarified it.
I'm gonna come. So anyway, what I'm saying is, yeah, I mean, look, I think this is a pattern. She's seeing it again and again. I think in this case, I am willing to say, yeah, because you constantly want to chat and text all the time. they never seem as enthusiastic because that's too much. You are too far. I'll meet you in the middle, Karla, and say, fine. You're a big texter, and that's okay. Texting can be fun. It can also be bullshit.
Yeah.
But that's more of you're 20 years old, so have your fun. But I think this is you're not texting someone because that's fulfilling a meaningful relationship connection. You're texting because you're bored and you got nothing going on. You don't have other connections. You have friends you can text. You have group chats you can text. And so, you're clingy.
ChatGPT.
No,
this is the
that's
thing.
a joke.
I was worried
scary.
for this lady, this 20-year-old. I was really worried because I was like, the answer for most of these people is the
A
internet.
bot, yeah.
It's
Remember
not-
AIM? It was Smarty Pants. That was innocent.
Sooner post. But you're probably giving guys ick.
Maybe.
It's icky.
Yeah.
It's icky to text this much, and she has dozens of texts in her phone that are the exact same pattern. The pattern isn't serving you. You got to find a new way.
Sorry.
No, please.
I will say that in my last relationship, at the beginning of the relationship, I went on vacation with my family. We were maybe 3-4 months into the relationship. And I remember him texting me all of the time, all day, every day. And me being like, bro, I'm with my family at a beach. I'm not going to sit here and text you all the time.
Yeah.
Did you say that?
Yeah. Yes. I would be like, I'm busy. Or I just literally would leave my phone in my room before, not on purpose to be I'm going to ignore him. But I'd wake up, go in the kitchen and then be there for 2 hours, come back, see my phone and him be like, well, why haven't you responded?
He said, why haven't you responded?
Hey, are you okay? Why haven't you responded? I'm trying to reach you, whatever. And then I would be like, that is a situation that's too much.
That's
that I'm
much.
doing this thing, I'm on vacation, but in a day-to-day thing, it's how do you manage that? Because you don't know who's busy, you don't know who's not busy. You got to be okay with, hey, I'm going to keep texting this person, but I'm going to be okay with the fact that they don't text me back.
And once you text too much and they don't text back, it's kind of gross. It's not attractive.
Then he should say that to her and so she can move on.
They kind of are saying it.
It sounds like the kind of person that's predisposed to be a live streamer.
That's a good point.
Yeah, if you
OP,
need
do
constant
that.
attention,
You need
live
constant
stream.
attention. You need constant
TikTok
feedback.
shop.
You want to be talking to people. And you don't want to feel guilty for it. Get online, but
People
don't talk.
will follow you.
Don't talk to the robots.
I just think it's pathetic, these people who broadcast every single little thought they have. Come on.
What the heck?
Come on, please rate, review, subscribe. Join me on Patreon, patreon.com/AITA pod. Yeah, I mean, that's my answer for this. And I disagree. I'm against be yourself. I don't think this is an interesting aspect of this person. I'm sure they have they contain multitudes. This is one of the multitudes to delete.
You should be your best self, but not yourself.
Okay. We'll go with it. All right, folks. Thanks for listening. Much love. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Share with your friends.
Right.